teacher was called. She's in. They just met the teacher yesterday.
Are you all ready? Amanda?
Ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Live. I will call the Thursday, August 28th Library Board Trustees meeting to order. I'm Sarah McManus, trustee.
Michael Garrett, City Council Representative.
Amanda St. John, Library Director.
Kevin Board Treasurer.
Nancy Jaguar, trustee. Okay, sorry.
I'm a trustee.
Nancy Jaguar, trustee.
Sue McClellan, trustee.
Dave Mills, County Commissioner.
And Olympia, trustee.
Wonderful. All right. So we've got open forum. It looks like we have no guests today. That's okay. We can move along to approving the consent agenda. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda?
Can I have one?
This is mine. I can share it
I
with you.
have more.
Oh, I
I
thought there
bring my own
was
packet.
a pile. That looks like a lot of paper.
It
so I
was a lot of
thinking
paper this
It
week.
is a lot. Of
Okay, thank you. And then I had mine going, but
Yes.
hey,
That's all right. A motion to, so the consent agenda includes the agenda, the minutes, and the payment of bills. Do we have any questions on any of those?
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Well, one question, did we have a meeting last month?
We did not.
Okay, I saw something before I left, but I didn't see something.
The minutes are from June. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We move to Amanda's report.
Okay, and such a report it is too. Some facility updates for everyone. Our handicap actuator was failing again. This is the button that opens the door, and northern door extended the antenna and increased the button sensitivity to fix the problem. Today, the arm on that door fell off the hinge, and we've got it so that the door opens, but it doesn't respond to the button again for different reasons. So we just continue to work on that. I also had a door rehung in there so that it would stop scraping the tile floor. If that happens again, then we need to replace the hinge on that door, and it'll just be a solid hinge all the way down. We had a men's toilet issue that was repaired, and we had the portico and the exits power washed from spiders and dirt and webs. For some program highlights, the summer reading program had 90 people at the Minnesota Science Museum of the Dinosaur presentation. 82 people came to the picnic, rain or shine, and we had the Geology of Cook County fellow Al Tripleback, and he brought in another 90 people. We passed out 30 Take and Create kits. They had a beginner's basketry theme, and the creator of that kit is hosting a program here in October.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who is that?
The LeMay, Erica LeMay.
Okay, thank you.
On the issue of cybersecurity, Garrett Johnson from the League of Minnesota Cities spoke to department heads about cybersecurity best practices. I wasn't able to attend that meeting, but he stopped by, given our work on the emergency action plan that I've been doing for the library. And he was talking to me about how having our records stored offsite in the cloud is compatible with cybersecurity, and also the virus protection software that we invested in and the virus stuff that we invested in is all a best practice. So we're taking good action. For staff, I am very sorry to say that 2 more staff people are moving on. That's Kathy and Ryan. The positions are open. I have about 4 candidates for library clerk, and that first review period closes tomorrow. And I have over 14 candidates for the full-time librarian 1 position.
Wow.
And they get another week to submit applications for the first review.
Can I ask you, is that typical? That seems like a lot of applicants. Is that what you usually get for?
Do you know, it's not typical based on what I've seen in past patterns. Ryan Lang recommended that we use Indeed, and that's where I'm getting a lot of
Hmm.
response. Yeah,
Careful there too.
okay.
Well, yeah, you'll go through them. I was gonna say,
What?
I was just gonna say, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with Indeed, but a little bit through, I think it was either county or EDA maybe.
Mhm.
And you get a lot of randos who are just like throwing darts, so it's not
Yeah.
always someone who's intentionally, I want to work at the library, it's just like, here's a job sort of thing. But as you go through the applicants, I'm sure you'll.
It does become a little
Filter.
apparent.
Yeah.
And we use a hiring process that has 3 people score the applications. And that includes whether they have the minimum qualifications, like the bachelor's degree in a year in customer service and so on.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
that sounds
helps.
excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did that, and we used Indeed for the people I just hired. And yeah, we got a whole slew of people from like California and Portland applying to work here.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't really believe you. we don't pay that much. We're a nonprofit. So no, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
make a plan to interview you.
It can get frustrating because you really are hopeful, right? Like, hey,
It
this could
looks
be
great.
right.
And they're great on paper.
Yeah. But so just, I don't know, it cuts all ways.
Okay.
It's very exciting though. Sorry.
Using that platform, we found our next children's librarian. Her name
Yay.
is Amanda Jones, and we'll be going by AJ.
Mhm.
And I can give you a little biography. Amanda's going to start on September 2nd, so Tuesday. As a community-oriented individual, AJ has worked in public service roles in healthcare and administration, recreation, and accounting. With a BA degree in English and creative writing and an occupational therapy degree, she's had the privilege of working with children, families, and adults to bring life-enriching educational activities to their homes and community centers. And these experiences helped equip her for her latest role as a library services coordinator. She's like a branch manager in Great River down by St. Cloud.
Wow.
So we're really fortunate to have her.
That's great.
When
Nice.
housing secure. by chance?
Done.
Washing my hands.
Are there any more apartments up in the hill?
I think
Okay.
so, but then there's that one opening.
Yeah, there is.
so
No, I know that. That's what I
Yeah.
thought still. Good deal.
Okay. So we are doing our best to piece the staffing picture together, as well as reprioritizing and managing the program schedule we already have set to the best of our ability. I feel confident we can keep moving forward right now, and that's where we are. The next thing I really wanted to focus on today was the 2025 Safety and Security Improvement Work List. A lot of words. So back in the winter time, I asked the board to consider keeping safety response as a priority in lieu of the strategic plan. And then we went in and we kind of incorporated the work list into the strategic plan so that they weren't two separate entities. And I'm just coming back and showing the work that I've accomplished, we have accomplished, and also kind of what's lying ahead for us. And I think it was in January where I was discussing, I did so much research about like all the different directions we could go for safety and security and yeah, I just said it. And they came out into several categories like policy and practice and facility improvements and staff preparedness and training, which I know the board has spoken to with high interest, and communication. So here's a plan that I've been working on. With policy and practice, we wanted to update and integrate the library emergency action plan with the cities. So we have what to do according to the city of Grand Marais, and that was quite aged. And then we had an additional thing that was created by the library board to try to help us structure okay, so the facility plan that I had from the city is very good if you're one person in a building and the alarm goes off and you need to respond or something like that. But when you are a team of people trying to coordinate public service, it doesn't quite do the job for the library. So the board came in and offered this other policy, which is at the end of our agenda today, to help us organize that conversation. And so the next thing that I did was I updated the city emergency action plan for our department. I worked with Garrett, as I mentioned, from the League of Minnesota Cities, and resulted in this document for us, which is a refreshed and comprehensive plan for how to respond to various emergencies, including lockdowns, active shooters, alongside fire emergency building evacuation. And just to save us from going back later on, the work of the policy that the board has created is all right here in the front, which tells us how we're going to relate as a team and make sure that the things are getting done even in someone else's absence. With that, I went ahead and also created a quick sheet for each of our desks and workstations.
Good.
With policy and practice, the last significant item that I have for 2025 is to update the library conduct policy, which we have here, and with recommendations from Nancy and the board to make sure that that's posted in the library as well as on our website. Facility, you can see the emergency exit installation is on there, as well as the security cameras, and I'm working through the security camera process right now. I can add, we have the cameras were acquired and we adopted the security camera policy together here, and I posted that to the website. We're now in the process, we've implemented employee acknowledgement forms, and I just installed cameras today. So there's some more technical work to be done, and then I can start doing some training with my staff on how to do the access in alignment with our policy.
This may seem, excuse me, like an obvious question, but what exactly do the employees acknowledge on the acknowledgement forms?
Having seen, read, heard the policy,
Okay.
which tells us how we're allowed to use it.
Okay.
And in addition, just as if you're curious, there will be, so in our emergency action plan, and this again stems from the library board policy, it explains who's in charge during an emergency,
Okay.
a lead worker. And so in terms of managing the cameras, if there were an incident, the person whose role that would be is the person who will do the access. And then there's a log process so that we're tracking when we're accessing data if it's needed. Hopefully it won't be needed. Okay, then there's been some installation of one-way privacy film, for example. You can see through to the windows in the staff workroom. They have that slight blue hue in the main workroom. If you walk behind the building, it just looks like a mirror, but we can see out. And so I've done that work from the staff lunchroom all the way up the building. I need just a little more to finish the last two windows. Number 3 is redundant. It doesn't need to be there. I have explored shatterproof film for the doors in any of the glass doors in the library and for the main doors. When I think you have to have a technician install it. I'm still trying to verify this. And there's one company that does it in Duluth. They're related to 3M. And when I asked them for the quote for the shatterproof that I would like to do on the doors and the back walls, it was $6,000. So I am still exploring whether, well, first of all, I installed the one-way window cleaner ourselves, and I'm still contemplating where the shatterproof film is advised to go and whether we're going to move forward with that.
How shatterproof is shatterproof film?
It's a great question.
There's no answer.
I guess when I've seen it in play, it seems like it holds together, so it doesn't totally shatter. But it's not, I mean, it does break, but it holds together. So you basically have these two kind of rubbery sheets on either side that are holding it together, at least what I've seen in practice.
So it just basically keeps the glass from flying.
And becoming like the shards, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. And it will hold together a bit, but not if somebody really wanted to get through or wanted to get out.
Mhm.
And I think in terms of security, the Department of Homeland Security was advising it as something that can potentially slow down the intruder to give people more time to respond.
Mhm.
Any other feedback on that one? And then we installed the street light. For staff preparedness and training, so every time that we're introducing a new policy in relation to safety and security, I'm keeping the staff in the loop and providing opportunity for their input before and bringing policies to the board. And I'm also following up afterwards so we can discuss or put it in an application, you know, put it into a scenario that we might be experiencing. We've done that with the emergency action plan. We talked through the security camera policy and the unattended bag procedure. And then we're back to library conduct. For handling dangerous situations, we were intending to see the Sheriff Eliason do another version of Run, Hide, Fight citywide. I was really excited to see that application grow in our organization. There was a scheduling thing, so we'll have to see if that's going to happen this year or just move to next year. We did training on safer methods for removing patrons from the library and for backing each other up. And then I'd still like to do some training on how to just supporting effective teamwork and cooperation so that we function well as a group and during response.
So question, you're pretty much fresh starting here with a whole new staff. Are you gonna have to do all these over again? I mean, they don't know these things.
They would have to know them anyway, right? Like it would be part of the training. Yeah.
And it's like an ongoing thing, right?
Yeah.
You gotta do it regularly or else it's not there. It's not, what's the word? Learned or fresh or.
Obtained when
Yeah.
you need it. Or,
I think most organizations do this kind of training yearly, so.
yeah, and last year I did the safety day where we closed the library and had a series of courses and community partners come in, and I'd like to see that happen again. It's just we're just gonna have to consider the timeline and what the subjects might be as well. I'd like to help staff for responding to public and media inquiries. Like every time we put out a press release, they get the call and the contact where the community wants to know what's going on. So just having a protocol and some support would help us immensely. I would like to get some training for helping staff recover and for supporting victims of harassment or stalking and physical violence behaviors. And this should be a check mark. We already have identified a critical incident stress management process. This is a thing that helps us after an event to debrief. Communication then, I just would like to have a communication plan in place that just talks about how we're going to communicate with staff, with city officials, with trustees, and the public during an emergency. So that is the work that's in progress and lying ahead. Do you have any input or questions you'd like to contribute?
This is a lot. It's really good. You've done a lot.
Yes.
Yes, I appreciate seeing it all in one place to kind of review what's been accomplished and see what's still on the horizon to do.
Thanks.
Thank you for putting it together.
Yeah, sure thing.
Where are we at with the emergency exit discussion? Was the last meeting when we had a guest expressing concern about it? Okay. And so we haven't discussed since then. Have people thought more about that? And what are our thoughts? I know it was a staff priority, and I know there are concerns, architectural concerns and cost concerns. And I think that's maybe where we wanted to dive into the finances more to try to better understand where things are and what we could, all that stuff. So maybe that's where I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's where we ended up. We wanted to figure out the financial
Could
picture.
we put that on the agenda for next time?
To talk about the door
Or
And see if Amanda can get an estimate, because I think we kind of talked about going under one of the windows, so we wouldn't have to do any major restructuring.
And I can give you some feedback on that now. That site 2 is not viable in my experience. I've talked to 6 contractors about this. 3 of them are brand new, for a total of 12 contractors who have worked with us on this project. 4 of them were non-responsive and 2 of them stopped responding.
Okay.
As far as, as far as the change.
Yeah, so we've asked the contractors to date, like when I had someone in the building, I would explain everything, right? We're looking to solve this problem here. This is the feedback we've received. Anywhere in here is an option. Would you recommend a site over another? Why would you recommend it? And over again, the contractors bring me back to this wall. And then when I went back and asked again, we really think this would be an ideal location, then I have the response, the no response.
When you said not viable, I was afraid there was a discovery making it not an option, but a different kind of not viable. So. Okay.
does somebody need to move that it be on the agenda next time?
We can just add it to next month's.
But let's do that.
Yep.
All right, anything else for Amanda? That's a lot. Under communications, we have the fund statement and the Brownstone Book Fund gift. And then under old business, we've got the funds and financial policy. So we talked about the financial policy at our last meeting, had some edits which we gave to Amanda, which she incorporated, and produced us a draft financial policy. That I think does a good job of clearing up the difference between the funds, what the funds can be used for.
I was very pleased to read it, as you may remember from what I said at the last meeting. I'm actually, finance is not my thing. I'm very much adrift. I'm not an expert yet, but at least I read this and I can understand it. So I'm very gratified with that.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have to do with this?
We would approve it today, ideally. Unless anyone has any further suggestions or edits.
Shall we move?
I'll move approval of the
I'll
finance
second.
policy.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
So with that action, then the negative cash account can be reconciled and the cash reports moving forward will look a little different.
And then we have the bylaws.
And I know there was a little change, and I don't remember what it was.
I think it was just. Was
So we
Yep.
we added letter F, under duties of the board, we added letter F. And F, manage restricted funds, endowments, and other funds and gifts. Use contributions in combination. We also added open forum under
That's right.
meetings, section 4. And there might have been a typo, there was a third piece.
There was, yeah, we corrected a typo from the other bylaws.
So I'll repeat my comment, which is we finally have bylaws that describe what we actually do,
Yeehaw.
which I really think is important.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna follow up. I did offer this to Mike and he said he had no comment. It looks good, it functions the way he would expect.
Good,
Okay.
excellent.
The old ones were really old, so it was time.
Yes.
Met dinosaurs yet that were younger.
I think this
Motion.
was in the display this summer, right out there. And we
Etched in
happened to
stone.
found this.
I would entertain a motion to approve the bylaws.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you for your work on that, everyone. Under new business, we have the library conduct policy. I believe we saw a draft a few months ago, had some follow-up we wanted Amanda to do with research, and now we have a revised draft. Now, Nancy, you brought a couple conduct policies from other libraries. Did you have
Right.
something specific you wanted to pull
No,
out?
this is very good, but it's very long. And I was curious to see what Hennepin County, which includes the Minneapolis Public Library, St. Paul, and Duluth had.
Mhm.
And the Duluth one in particular, well, St. Paul as well, fits mostly on one page of the internet and pretty much covers, but not in the same detail. And I guess there's this, you can see the little Hennepin County one, you can't read it. But that's,
Is that Hennepin?
yeah, that's
Okay.
Hennepin. And there's also a Hennepin County large type one.
Okay.
And so my thought is, if we want to post something
Mhm.
on the internet, and maybe we want to even post something on the wall in here, we can do a number of things. We could maybe shorten this, or we could resume this, have a sort of a resume of the, that's not the word I want. a digest, if you want, of the most important ideas, which we can put on the website and we can post. We could keep the larger, longer, more detailed policy somewhere where if, let's say I come in and I want to see the whole policy,
Mhm.
I can see it. But in the meantime, we've got something that basically, says, I like this one from St. Paul. Disruptive behaviors, and these include shouting, swearing, running, horseplay, throwing objects. That says it. Bringing bicycles, skateboards, scooters. I don't know if that is relevant for us, but we might.
Oh, I don't know.
Bringing non-service animals into the library. Eating food or drinking, sleeping or snoring. St. Paul is very hard on people. You can sleep in the Hennepin County libraries. I don't know if you can snore, but not wearing shoes, short, or clothing covering your bottom. We may not want to do that, but something like that, that's, it's just really pretty obvious to people. And then we have the longer policy that people can look at in detail. That would be my suggestion, because this is a very good policy. It covers everything. But
Yeah, I
there's a
think that's
lot of it.
We could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like, we could have that is the policy.
Yeah.
We could say like, here, we can even say like little asterisks or something that says like, this is not all of them, but
Right.
these are the main ones we want
But
you
these
to
are the
know.
main
No
ones. Cover
horseplay.
your bottom and don't cuss.
That's right. No swearing, no horseplay.
There's no reason that the detailed one can't be on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I
when I
don't
was
see
thinking
anything
of
wrong
it, I
with
was
that,
thinking of it printed
But
out.
a sign or something of
Yeah.
some sort has to be,
Has to be
Has
shorter.
to
And
pick out
big
the
letters.
pertinent,
Well,
important points.
the thing about the internet, it could be on the internet, but if you really want something that you want people to read quickly, they're probably not going to go through pages.
Well, you can
and
have
pages.
the summarized version
And
and then
followed by this,
and then it can say for more detailed information and then
click
And there's
here.
a link.
click
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
And, this
No,
is,
that's a great idea.
this
So-
doesn't miss a thing here.
No, it's great. It's absolutely great. And I like that idea. So we have the little digest, if you will,
Good word.
with a click here if you want to see the whole policy.
Right.
Out of curiosity, are you wanting to lead and make clear with what we don't want people to do?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you interested in posting our purpose and expectations for more information about allowable behavior and consequences, and then a sheet underneath it? Like a little thing where you can pull this.
Oh, that's an
out of it.
interesting question.
So you're gonna start negative or are you gonna start positive?
Positive.
Yeah.
I think positive. I mean, it sets the thing and then you can point out, the staff can point out, this is not in line with our policy because it doesn't adhere to here.
Mhm.
This is a behavior that's not allowed, that goes against what we're trying to create here.
Yeah, like even if you just took our expectations and posted that,
Mhm.
Mhm.
that would be great.
Or even maybe on the behavior that is not allowed is behavior that goes against our expectations,
Mhm.
and it's,
You limit the negative signage.
so it's not allowed, you're not allowed to do that. All right, well, that you're a free person, but that goes against our expectations, so
Mhm.
change your move.
So how do we winnow it down?
Well, I was recommending we draw a line under our expectations, so it would say.
Yeah.
Library conduct policy, purpose, our expectations, allowable behaviors, and something, I don't know, allowable behavior, and maybe an arrow, take one.
Mhm.
Please take one. For a clear description of allowable behavior, please take one.
Mhm.
And just keep the thing underneath it full.
Mhm.
I think that's a good plan.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay. Some strengths about this policy, we've tried to do, the statute, Minnesota statute, this, and now we're just referring to, in general, state law. Bullet points to make it a little more accessible to people scanning the page visually. And from our original document that we had before, one thing that I really added and took time on was the idea of photography and recording.
That's a good one. Mhm.
We're installing our security cameras right now, and I thought, in a modern library, it's so common for people to take out their phone and photograph the
Mhm.
performer or their kid playing with blocks, and it's kind of an expectation at this point that folks can do that and staff don't have to police it. But it's okay to also have some boundaries around
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
And then it also led into conversations about public library audits, which is where the public comes in and challenges the library staff by intentionally recording them to see how they'll respond. And so it is permissible by law for the public to film our employees doing their work as long as it's not disruptive and as long as they remain like using a service. But they cannot follow staff into the staff areas. So I've just recently installed employees only signs to identify which are public areas and which are not. And that's all new for us.
Have there been people doing the audits here? Okay.
No, it doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
I think it would surprise me.
Mm.
But
I think it's valuable for us to be aware and to definitely to have more, for me to have more conversation with staff about what to do in the event of, and to just have an understanding of what's allowed and what's in place. And
No, I really do like this policy. So my suggestion is not meant to criticize it, just to make it a little more available to people as they look at the internet or as they see a sign.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I think you're right about statute, but one of the things that one of these policies do is acting according to statute, and then they give a link to the statute. So that's a possibility if you think it's necessary. I can't remember which one it is, or if I took that.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah.
On the website.
Maybe I didn't copy that part of it, but I think maybe Hennepin County that does that. But they say according to statutes, whatever, and there's a link to them.
well, I have it in the prior draft, so it should be easy to do. Like,
Yeah.
if you want
to do that, I personally am not sure. I mean, I kind of don't think people are going to follow it to statute, but you never know.
Yeah. And it's just good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we ready to approve?
Yes.
I would
Do
make a
we?
motion to approve policy.
Yes. Do we need to amend or say something about we approve the policy and then with a shorter version for?
Well, I think that's, to me, that seems more like an administrative direction.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Second.
Thank you, Kevin. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Now it's time to retire the old emergency action plan policy. So this is, the one you included is the,
It's what I want you to get rid of.
this is, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, make it disappear.
This is the one, from April of 2014. All right.
One question I had is, so the city calls it an emergency action plan. Is that because it's referred to as an EAP, right? And
Hmm.
what I know as an EAP is an employee assistant.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And so then I was just like Googling synonyms and yeah, there is like emergency mitigation plan, and there's all different, but I
Emergency,
don't have a strong feeling about it.
emergency catastrophe plan?
There's a contingency plan, yeah, there's
Or catastrophe plan?
there's a catastrophe plan, yeah, there's a business continuity plan, there's all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, so.
Kind of like mitigation, it takes an active role and lets you know that you can't always solve it.
I'll move that we retire the emergency action plan.
I'll
Thank you, Kevin.
second.
Nancy? Thanks. Any further discussion? Thank you for your work, emergency action plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Right.
And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Amanda. This is some really good work that's been done.
This is a record for us lately. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Boom here.
Our meeting was a lot of paper. It got over pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when we get it?
Everyone.